Random World War II related factoid of the day. Did you know that the German word Panzer, etymologically speaking, is borrowed from the French word Panzer for breastplate, which is why it is used to represent armor. This is of course ironic because way later the Germans were kind enough to return the Panzers to the French, and as anyone who has ever played the ill-fated expansion pack Company of Heroes Maginot Line will know, the single-player game was extremely brief and the multiplayer game was wildly imbalanced. I am Harlequin. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and today I've got a great game for you between VenomGT as a Terror Axis player in the north, and on the south we've got AirTaylor as an airborne player. So just a little background on these guys for any of you who don't know. As of the last time I checked, VenomGT was #1 for Terror players on the server, and AirTaylor as well is #1 for airborne players, as well as really high ranked and several other for several other commanders as well. So I'm going to take a look around, and a few people have mentioned to me that I really do focus a lot on the allied players. So I'm going to watch this game largely from the perspective of Venom and just give some commentary on that, and we'll see where this goes from here. So you'll see right off the bat Wehrmacht quarters coming out for Venom, and looks like Volksgrenadiers coming out, perhaps bargain Volksgrenadiers, and in the south here you'll see similar build going on for AirTaylor. By the way, for those of you who don't know, replays do actually save whispers that are going on during the game, so you can see AirTaylor has the presence of mind to say, hang on a sec, fighting the #1 Terror player. So, moving right along, let me pop up the map here just to give everybody a look, and we'll see what's going on here. So, really just kind of standard capping going on, but like I said, I want to give some background on these players, and just a little bit of criticism, or a little bit of feedback. Some people have been giving some less than constructive feedback about quality of players, saying like, oh, that guy sucked, and things like that. But, you know, let me remind you that these are #1 players according to win-loss ratios and skill rating on the server. So I just simply would challenge you then to go forth, and if you think they're not as good as you would like or that you could do better, just go into the ladder and give it your best and get yourself high ranked and share replays with the community. Go to gamereplays.org, upload your replays, and get that stuff out there, because you know, if you think you can do better than these guys, go for it. I want to see those games. Good games out there. So anyhow, Venom taking quick control of the center and the right side of the map, and playing a little bit of footsie here with AirTaylor, who's now making his way towards center after having just kind of grabbed outward and taking care of the left-hand side here. And you can see that neither player has capped any victory points at the moment, but we shall see where this is going here. On the far right, we do have two pairs of Pioneers here, exchanging a little bit of fire. I will try to call out the army as I see them. You can tell that the Engineers do have the squad health by 16% and the Carabiner 98K rifles. So going to take a look. The second unit, by the way, that VenomGT threw out was this accomplished motorcycle. Level 5 hero accomplished motorcycle, which is an interesting combination. So he had the bargain Volksgrenadiers right off the bat, which are a much cheaper unit, but otherwise standard Volksgrenadiers, and that allowed him to get a very fast accomplished motorcycle, which he's now using for harassing in combination with his Pioneers in order to get sort of these deep capture points here. But meanwhile, we do have a bunch of riflemen here who are doing some serious damage, well, not serious, but a little bit of damage here to the couple of Pioneers who are trying to secure the right-hand side. So both people have chased off their respective flanks, and looks like for the time being VenomGT does have a rather good grip on the middle here, especially with the flexibility of being able to combine soldier fire with you know, supporting motorcycle fire, that sort of thing. Taylor being careful to stay behind heavy cover, which, as I've always said, oddly enough, piles of hay are, and making sure to occupy this building. This building is very important. It's just one of those central structures in the map, and as I often point out, it's sort of mirrored over here in functionality by this building. But it just, you know, it's good for kind of taking control of the area, or at least, you know, putting up a line that your enemy has to do something if they want to get past. But the sheer number of units here and the fact that AirTaylor's units were kind of split left and right allows for a nice little phalanx here by Venom as he pushes on in. He's going to try and go ahead and get a capture on this point. Meanwhile, the passive-aggressive war, as I like to call it, raging here in the back. And we'll just keep an eye out here and see what's going on. So, meanwhile, let me take a look at the army composition so far, just to give you all a look. We've got 2 Volksgrenadier squads here that we see in the middle, motorcycle, and 3 Pioneer squads for Venom. And this fire is going on, and we just had a nice looking hand grenade here on the Volksgrenadiers, and it looks like we were able to pull things together with these level 3 Wilson's Riflemen who are now bar wielding. I thought they were level 2 at the beginning of the game, so they may have leveled up with those kills alone. So the extra hero rifle squad here in the center was the difference he needed, and now he's actually very happy, AirTaylor, to have this kind of control up here with these riflemen who are now going to put some serious pressure on this accomplished motorcycle. And frankly, close range with rifles, this motorcycle really needs to back off. It did get a nice little kill there, but really that's all it can, or at least all it should reasonably hope for, and needs to back out. Unfortunately, it gets a damaged engine right about then, but thankfully he does have a Fatherland HMG team to retreat to, which is in a nice long distance position here where it can outrange these riflemen, killing an additional rifleman and allowing for control of that area. Meanwhile, Wilson's Riflemen pushing on in, and unfortunately the Wilson's Riflemen are not leveled high enough to have a bazooka, and so we don't get to see one of my favorite individuals in the game, the Wilson's Rifleman bazooka guy. So sadly we won't see him this time, but perhaps in some other games. So nice far back positioning on the Fatherland HMG team. I always compliment Axis players who do that. It's very tempting to want to run up and be like, I'm going to take this point here with my Fatherland HMG team and fire way deep into the other guy's territory, but in general it's better to be able to fall back and lure enemy units into its range of fire where they can be suppressed and then killed. Just looking around here. Again, a little bit of flanking going on here. The wounded Wilson's Riflemen just went right out to cap this. Looks like they didn't even bother resupplying or anything like that, or at least couldn't. We do have a little bit of Inspired Zeal active for VenomGT. Anyone not aware what that does is that gives increased armor and accuracy and attack speed, or at least reload speed, for squads, depending on the number of lost units they have. So it actually buffs them not at all if they're at full capacity, and more as they lose units. So slight buff here. No buff there. But, you know, it goes up. It's actually kind of an interesting mathematical problem. If you're into combinatorics at all, you can get an Excel spreadsheet out and calculate exactly what the benefit to a given individual is, or the entire individual is, for any size of units, for any number of units lost. A little bit of combinatorics there, but it's kind of fun. I did it all out in an Excel spreadsheet one day just because I was like, well, that's a hard to understand ability. What exactly is it doing? So you can figure it out. But for 0 manpower, it's not that bad. Going to go ahead and lay some more mines in this. This is a very traditional place to put mines. Really effective. Almost anybody has to go through here. But looks like he's going to understand that there's a bunch of riflemen coming here on the side. Take some shots, cap one guy through a window, and then finish placing his mines. So that's not too bad looking. Again, Fatherland HMG just ready for anybody to come around this corner, totally anticipating that. Meanwhile, the Bargain Volksgrenadiers are going to exchange some fire with this house. Taking a quick look around the map, I kind of, you know, at first I see this and I think, where's he going with that? I like this idea, and then bam, I do actually like this combination of bunker and barbed wire. We do have counter mines going on. Oh yeah, you're going to mine me? Fine, I'll mine you. So we got some counter mines going on here by AirTaylor. But I want to take a moment just to look at this positioning here. And, you know, maybe I would have liked it if it was a little bit further over. But a lot of times, like a very newbie strategy is to say, all right, I'm going to wall this whole area off and make it watertight so nobody can get through. But a much more advanced and interesting strategy is to say, okay, I couldn't possibly wall this whole area off. Like, you know, there's still ways to get in and all that. But I can at least funnel people into specific areas, and then I can cover those areas with suppressive fire and that sort of thing. So the reason why I say I'd like to see this bunker a little bit more south is because then it would, you can tell by its range of fire, anybody coming up here basically is going to have to run up this road and get suppressed. They will a little bit at this range, but if you were just a little bit over, you'd cover that slightly more. But it's a nice position, and we'll see that he does some clever things with it, and AirTaylor also does some clever things and exploits that position, because as you can see, yeah, of course you can just flank around here and attack it from the side, but you know, the point is you don't have to worry about this area now. This is all defended. You just have to fight on the right and left of it, that sort of thing. So I like where that's going, but we'll tune in and just see how he develops his defenses and that sort of thing. AirTaylor being very sure to use lots of free scouting abilities. His little scout planes are flying overhead. More mining going on up front by VenomGT. You can see he's got the front and back mined off. So VenomGT is of, you know, he seems to be of the defensive mentality in that he wants to just take control of the center and sit there. Looks like the Bargain Volksgrenadiers once again are kind of taking quite a lot of damage. Inspired Zeal thankfully up though. That's going to give them a good boost as they start taking more and more casualties. And you can see beautiful, beautiful placement of this Fatherland HMG team. Like I said, you really, you know, experienced Axis players will get an eye for where to put these units, and it's always, you know, you can tell, even I'm casting this and I'm watching it, and suddenly I'm surprised, like, oh, machine gun fire, oh, there it is. It's just, you kind of want to just kind of sucker people into walking into its field of fire, and you do so by just very cleverly and subtly putting it, you know, just out of range so that people want to attack it, but they can't, and yada, yada, yada. So, once again, I really like that. Taking a look around AirTaylor's base, this is very standard fast motor pool build from him. He hasn't, I don't believe, let me check, I don't believe he wasted any money on any bars or anything like that. He just went straight into his supply yard with a little, you know, a little side note on the triage center, straight into the motor pool, and he's undoubtedly getting his first Greyhound out right now. And we'll take another look around here, and no, I'm completely wrong. Duffy's anti-tank gun pops out first. So he has instead anticipated armor. Puma's coming from VenomGT, which, by the way, he does have his Sturm Armory up right now. So we do have armor versus anti-armor, or rather anti-armor versus light armor. And perhaps it is because he has already gained sight of this area and he knows that, oh, well, hell, I'll just take this out then, because anti-tank guns a beautiful job at taking care of stationary defenses like that. Up here we have the accomplished Puma, who is just hammering away at this, I believe this is Wilson's Rifleman Squad once again, yes, sitting in the building here. They're just stalling for a bit and going to have to retreat. Like you can see, if that bunker had just been a little over, he would have had a line of sight on those guys, but alas, not going to happen today. So, Duffy's anti-tank gun moving up into position here, and you'll take note that this is why I like this defensive position. Look at the two bunkers here. Very effective against infantry. This bunker is covering this entrance and this entrance. This bunker giving a nice little overlapping field of fire here. And really, it just means that he, VenomGT just needs to focus his units on the right and then units on the left, just like right up around here. And he's got very good, strong center control in terms of like a chessboard and the way you look at it. But AirTaylor is a very smart player. He's aware of this, and he's going to take advantage of exactly these weaknesses. He knows that for the time being, even though this is a very open area, this is the way to attack. So you can see, just to be a little destructive, he cuts down this barbed wire for starters, and now he's got plenty of anti-tank weaponry to take out this bunker, and he's just going to very neatly take care of that and not waste any time losing units to it. So unfortunately for VenomGT, looks like those static base defenses are a little bit useless at the moment. However, you see that the second unit that he produced from his Sturm Armory was Berger's Puma, and both of these units are level 5. Berger's Puma, of course, distinguished by the fact that it has a free 50mm gun upgrade for it, which is good against vehicles, light and heavy and that sort of thing. But this this Duffy's anti-tank gun is really kind of a force to be reckoned with for Pumas, that sort of thing. Duffy's anti-tank gun, this unit, again, is level 5. It gets free armor-piercing rounds amongst a slew of other things that you guys can look up on the forums and that sort of thing. So, over here, Bargain Volksgrenadiers, kind of a little passive aggressiveness going on, but engineers are on the spot with their flamethrowers and gonna go ahead and chase these guys away, perhaps. And yes, certainly with Browning automatic rifle fire coming in here from Wilson's Rifleman, he's gonna go ahead and just back on out of here. Or is he? It looks like he's got, once again, a nice little backwards position here for the Fatherland HMG team, and that's gonna do a good amount of damage. But taking cover in the building is okay, but really he's got so much cover fire on it, he can't really return fire very well. And the Inspired Zeal is keeping these guys nice and healthy, a little bit at least, a little bit. You know, they're still going to take some kills, but not bad, not bad. He's just going to stall out for a bit and then have to exit and retreat for sure. We do have our Puma moving up here, and the Puma decides, oh, I'm just going to come in here, and unfortunately, he's getting really close to this set of landmines that Taylor left out there so long ago. The infantry are getting shot up and retreating and that sort of thing, and boom, we do have a damaged engine from Berger's Puma. Gonna have to limp around here. So while he did see this Greyhound out there, it looks like he's too damaged to go and hunt it down. Its cannon would be great in this situation. So the Greyhound is just going to kind of poke around here, do a little bit of investigating and see what's up. And as you can see, this 50mm gun doing some good amount of damage here. You know, I looked it up, of all things, on like a war history website, and I do believe the Greyhound had like a 37